Hey, this is Trent Cotney, CEO of Cotney Attorneys and Consultants, and this is another industry update. It's all the legal, HR, and safety news you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Okay, first thing I want to talk to you about is OSHA. OSHA recently came out with some guidance that said that you no longer have to report COVID-19 vaccination side effects on your OSHA logs. So there was some confusion here, especially for those employers that were engaged in mandatory vaccination policies, but OSHA has cleared that up. Okay, second thing I want to mention to you is I-9 document verification. So normally when you get a new employee, you ask for forms of identity to determine citizenship or legal status. During COVID, you were allowed to do that remotely. They have extended that through August 31st of this year. So you can still view these documents remotely. Okay, ultimately that's going to change, but that's good news for those employers that are still engaged from work from home or hybrid type work environments. Last thing I want to talk to you about is the material shortages, material delay issue, but not from the perspective of you and your customer. I want to talk to you about it from you and your subcontractors. Okay, and previous industry updates, we've talked about everything from price acceleration provisions to how to negotiate with distributors. We've talked about it all, right? But when a subcontractor submits a claim to you, let's say it's for job site, overhead or mobilization, demobilization cost, delay type claims, you want to make sure that in your subcontract you really spell out that process. So normally I like to include something like a no damages for delay provision that says that you're only entitled to additional time, not cost. But there are ways around that. Okay, for example, there's some case law that says that if you actively interfere with a project, you can't seek to assert a no damages for delay clause. If you cause the delay, you can't be the one to benefit from it. So what I really like to do is I like to have it be sort of a pass-through provision. And I like to say, look, sub, if you have a delay claim or you want additional time, you're entitled to that to the extent that I can get that from the owner. Okay, you're bound by whatever the owner says. If the owner says no, then there's nothing I can do for you. Okay, and what that does is it not only helps you kick the can, but it's harder to get around. Okay, it's really hard to get around that. If you follow the process, it is puts you in a much greater defensible position. So really recommend that you take a look at your subcontracts and tweak that if needed. Okay, as always, if you guys have questions for me, please feel free to reach out to Cotney at cotneycl.com. Stay tuned in a couple weeks for another industry update. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.